We are back at it again. You see my friend is Hayes Soundwaves. When he called me, let's straight into it. It is one person I really love watching talk about Michael Jackson is Siedah Garrett. Just the passion, the fire, and just the love she has for Michael and the music is like none other. Let's go watch the video of her reflecting on Michael Jackson and writing Man in the Mirror, one of the greatest songs ever written. Let's go.
Man in the Mirror. Wow. This song changed my life. I've been signed for 2.5 years of my 5-year contract with Quincy Jones, and I hadn't written anything of note. At the time, I was just submitting songs to fulfill my contractual agreement. But then Quincy had a meeting with his West Coast songwriters. I think there was like eight or nine of us at the time, and they had a meeting in his living room, and I showed up late, like a half hour late or whatever. So I walked in, and Quincy said,
"Oh my God, Randy Jackson! Oh snap! Yo, that's crazy." I'm sorry, go ahead.
As I was saying before, I was over, everybody.
What is that hair, by the way? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Laughed, and I'm like, I sunk down in the corner and just started taking notes of what he wanted to finish this album. So I took some notes, and then I went to my co-writing partner, Glenn Ballard. He said, I told him, Quincy wants a song for Michael to finish the album. What kind of song? I don't know. He said, well, let's just see what we come up with. Okay. He stands up to go over to the keyboard in the corner, and at this point, we're going to cut to 2 years before that moment.
Wow.
I'm at a songwriting session with amazing jazz pianist John Beasley. And we're writing, and I thought we were doing well. The phone rings. Instead of letting the answering machine pick it up, he picks up the phone and begins this very, very banal conversation. Oh yeah, I'm not doing nothing. And I'm flipping through my lyric book, seething in my mind going, no, I didn't just hear him say he's not doing nothing. No, I didn't just, and I'm flipping through the book and he says, the man? What man? Oh, the man in the mirror. I write down, man in the mirror.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's really how songwriting be. For my songwriters out there, we know, like, we could be at the store, we could be in church, we could be driving, we could be at work. Like, it just, something sparks. And it's like, oh my God, I gotta write that down. Like, all of us know that, bro. All of us know that feeling. We hear something like, oh my God, I gotta write it down. Like, yo, yeah, that's real facts right there. That's crazy that a random phone call, like, had him write down Man in the Mirror. That's crazy, bro.
Years later, I'm sitting with Glenn. He gets up to turn on the keyboard and he starts playing dum 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 dum, and I'm flipping through my lyric book, and the phrase "man in the mirror" popped off. Every time I tell this story, I get goosebumps. I started writing. I was like, I couldn't get it out fast enough. I couldn't write the ideas fast enough. Friday afternoon, we met, demoed the song. Friday evening, we had a great demo. We knew it. We hugged, said this is a great song. But we didn't know Quincy was gonna feel the same way, and then if we got past Quincy, we didn't know what Michael was gonna say. Friday evening, too late for the Quest publishing offices to be open, and for some reason, I could not wait. So I called Quincy. I said, Glenn and I have just written this great song for Michael. He said, wonderful. Turn it into the office and I'll hear it on Monday or Tuesday. I said, Monday or Tuesday? Quincy, nah. Can I just drop it off? No, Sid, I've got 12 people in my dining room and I'm having a meeting. I can't. Quincy has 6 daughters. So he knew this little argument we were having, futile. So he said, all right. He hung up the phone. So I went to his house and I dropped off. So we were having futile. So he said, all right. He hung up the phone. So I went to his house and I dropped off this cassette, right? Quincy comes out of the dining room. He opens the dining room door and there are 12 suits sitting at his dining room table. So I'm okay. I said, Q, here's the song. The only thing I ask is that you just get back to me as soon as. He said, all right, shit. And he closed the door. And a few hours later, Quincy calls me at home and says, Sid, my nickname, this is the best song that I've heard in 10 years. And I'm like, and then he said, but, Michael, we've been in the studio for 2.5 years and Michael has yet to record a song he didn't write, so I don't know. But don't worry, if I don't record it with Michael on his album, I'll record it with James Ingram on my record. And I'm thinking, I mean, I love James as much as anybody, but Michael.
Respect to James Ingram though. We respect to James Ingram. Like, he really one of the ones though. Like, he really is. But come on.
So I had to let that go. And a couple of days later, Quincy called me and said, "We in the studio recording your old piece of song." And I'm like, I couldn't believe what he was saying. And then I heard, but Michael has a problem with the chorus. Then he said, he really wants you, he said, hold on, Sid. And then I hear, and Quincy said, yes, Sid, Michael really wants you to bring home the idea of the, hold on. He puts Michael on the phone. Oh my God, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, she's such a great storyteller, bro. Like, bro, I would have lost it, bro. Like, if that was, I couldn't even imagine, dog.
On the phone. Oh my God, okay. But on the phone? How can I help you? The first thing that Michael said to me was, I love this song. The second thing Michael said to me was, I love your voice. I don't even know what made me have the audacity to think I could ever write anything that he would want to record, because every songwriter in America was submitting songs to Quincy for Michael. I didn't want to write another ooh baby baby kind of song. I really wanted him to say something to the world, because I recognized he had a huge platform and the whole world was listening to whatever he had to say at the time.
And that's knowing your artist, or knowing the artist. There are a lot of writers or ghost writers. You have to really know the artist. You could, it's just, that's a gift as well. Like, we cannot downplay the gift that Siedah Garrett had in that moment to say, I have to write something of meaning, because I know Michael, and I know that, he's done all these great PYT and all that, but I want to write something that I know it's meant for him. Again, there's a reason why Man in the Mirror, when she wrote that down, it popped up 2 years later. It popped up in her face. Like, she knew it was almost divine intervention almost. So again, that is so cool. Like, that is just, oh my God, like, that is so dope.
When I first met Michael Jackson, it was in this room. And we spent a lot of time here recording Man in the Mirror. It was such a good feeling for someone like that to say, I want to do this like you did it. I mean, he's Michael Jackson, for God's sakes, He could have done it any way he wanted to do it, but he wanted to do it like I did it. And that was just, for me, that was the highest compliment ever. When I recorded with Michael, I really got to know him a little bit, and we liked hanging out. He was fun. He always thought I was so crazy. Because when I met him, I wasn't the fan. I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I was never that.
Right.
That time when we were recording, we spent a week in the studio together.
Like, that Ron Waters? That's the Waters. Yeah, Marvin Waters. That's the one. Oh, okay. Yo. Oh, yeah, because I think they was singing the chorus. Oh, that's right. They were helping with the choir. Oh, yeah. Andre Krause somewhere in here. Probably in the background. Okay, yeah.
From the time we started recording Man in the Mirror, he's very smart. He's very smart. Smarter than I'd ever given him credit for. Very knowledgeable about being black. Really? Very knowledgeable about the struggle of black people in America. I didn't think he was even vaguely aware of that. But we had long conversations about that. Whoever it was, he made you feel as if he had as much to learn from you as you did from him. Most people of his celebrity, it's the opposite. Like, I know I'm the star, so you listen to me. But he wasn't like that, because he was like a sponge. He wanted to make himself better and better and better. So he looked at what everybody did and just took the best parts of what he liked from what they did, just to make what he does even better. He was such a perfectionist, and he only wanted to indulge or do something if he could make it his own and then be the best at it. He lived to find artists that he appreciated, and it doesn't have to be a singer or a dancer. You could be an actor or a chemist or whatever it was you were the best at, and Michael found you succeeding in your field, your chosen field of endeavor. He appreciated that. He learned from that.
Man in the Mirror comes out.
Yes.
And it's like this global success sensation.
Yes.
What was the experience for you?
It made me wish that I had done the back tour, because I rehearsed with him for like a week and a half.
Okay.
And then decided at the last minute that I wanted to make my own record, because my record company says, the single's coming out, and
Right.
Man in the Mirror was just dropped, and I Just Can't Stop Loving You was just dropped, and
Right.
Man in the Mirror's coming, so you need to have your own record.
Okay.
So I pulled out of the back tour, entered Sheryl Crow.
Oh, Sheryl Crow took your place
Yes.
on the Bad Tour.
Yes, ma'am.
Unbelievable.
Yes, I do find it hard to believe it.
Wow. Now,
I told y'all, like, bro. Again, I love you, Siedah. I love you, but your management, whoever, that has to be one of the most. I'm trying to find the words. Lack of judgment calls ever. I don't care what you're doing. At the end of the day, I don't understand the logic of, if I wrote the record and I'm in the record, I'm performing the record, and wouldn't it make sense to tour that record so that after the tour, you can work on your album? Because you get more visibility. You're going to be around the world in front of all these faces. You're going to be right next to Michael, the biggest star of all time. What sense does it make to do your own record and your own music, but at the same time, there are probably still a lot of people that didn't even know that was you. But if they see you singing standing right next to Michael every night over a 2-year period on a worldwide tour, that's where people are going to know your face. They're going to know your name. Then that's when you do your own project, which is what Sheryl Crow. So I don't know. That is one of the most lack of judgment calls I think I've ever seen, bro. Respectfully. But that's, like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that call. That was crazy.
My biggest regrets.
Man in the Mirror was written specifically for Michael for the Bad album. And then when the next album, the Dangerous album, came out, Michael asked me, would you write me another song?
I had a publisher at the time who, when I told her that I really wanted to write another song for Michael's album, she said to me, and I will never forget this, she said, you wrote one song. Nobody writes, songs back to back on Michael's album, so, just get it out of your mind. But I had it in my mind. I just ignored her. When we were on tour, Michael decided he would only perform songs that were number ones.
Yeah.
And we were on stage for 2 hours. 2 hours of number one songs.
You all were singing your duet. I just
yeah.
can't stop loving
Wait.
you.
What did she? Wait. Rewind. What did she write on? President to Siedah Garrett to Henry Sell more than 30. She co-wrote "Keep the Faith." Wow. Actually, that makes sense. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Like I saw. There's a lot of songs I learned to love way later in life. Keep the Faith is one of them. Like, God, I wish that blew up just like Man in the Mirror. I love that song. Anyway, God, she wrote Keep the Faith. That's so dope. And she got a plaque. Go ahead, Siedah. Go ahead, Siedah. Like, what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bro.
When we were on tour, Michael decided he would only perform songs that were number ones.
Yeah.
And we were on stage for 2 hours. 2 hours of #1 song.
You all were singing your duet. I just
yeah.
can't stop loving you.
He's grabbing my thigh for some
Oh
reason.
my goodness.
I don't know why. He just decided to do it that
I don't know why.
He didn't do it every night.
He didn't do it every
No.
night. No. Okay. So no romantic. No, just friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like the brother I never had.
Yeah, is he? Okay. Very nice.
I was getting bored and I wanted to just spice it up a little bit. And I think I was told, don't do that, Michael's not gonna like that, don't do that. I'm like, shut up, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. What's he gonna do, fire me? What, you know? So I got this wig and I remember his face. When he saw me in that wig, he was cracking up. And I have a great photograph of that moment. He couldn't even sing, he was laughing so hard.
Yo, you know, Michael, like, girl. sometimes just gotta spice it up. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta spice it up. I ain't mad at it. Like, bro, just the fact that Michael, like, he couldn't keep in. Like, he couldn't keep it in. Like,
And I remember his face. When he saw me in that wig, he was cracking up. And I have a great photograph of that moment. He couldn't even sing, he was laughing so hard.
Don't get me wrong, Michael was great every night, right? Mm-hmm. But there were some nights when he was, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. He was just just too much. So much that us on stage with him, we're standing back clapping.
Really?
Damn. There were tens of thousands of people, 70, 80, 100,000 people, depending on where we were. And at the end of the night, when that song came on, it was so amazing to see a sea. And at the time, it was all about the Bic lighters. So when Man in the Mirror came on, you would see a sea of Bic lighters. And it was like twinkling stars out in the audience. And it was such an amazing feeling and such a powerful song. And it was my favorite time of the night.
Did you see This Is It? Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
Now, what was your impression of that movie? Was it true to how the rehearsals and stuff went when you were on the Dangerous tour?
Absolutely. And you should also know that if he were alive today, no way would he ever let his fans see his process.
Really?
He was like a magician.
Wow.
You see what a magician does, and you see what the magician wants you to see.
Right.
And no way on earth, only over his dead body, would that film have been released.
and that's partly why it took me years to watch This Is It all the way through. Like, I saw him bits and pieces, but it took me damn near a good 10 years to actually sit down and watch This Is It because I couldn't do it. Knowing that was his last days, I couldn't do it. And part of me didn't want to see Michael in that way, not seeing the finished product. Knowing as big as a Michael Jackson fan that I was and am, like, knowing that he probably did not want us to see that either. I still love that movie though. I still love that movie, but yeah, it's Siedah, man. She knows Michael, bro.
I hadn't seen him for a long time before he passed away, and I run into his nanny, whom I'd met one time. I'd only been to the ranch one time, and I met her there. And I hadn't seen Michael in since the end of the Dangerous tour, and it was maybe like 10, 12 years, 15 years. And I said to her, when you talk to Michael again, and I swear this is exactly what I said, when you talk to Michael again, tell him I love his black ass. At the end of the show, I go back through the green rooms, and she said, I finally got him on the phone. Here, he's on the phone. I said, dude, you're going on the road to London. I want to go. He said, really? You want to go? I'm like, yeah, I want to go. He said, okay. But it ended up being, through the auditioning process, I couldn't be in London for the time that he had to be for what I was being paid. I couldn't afford to leave for that long.
He told me that Imagine, the song by John Lennon, and Man in the Mirror are his two favorite songs. And I was just so proud of that. I mean, like,
makes sense.
he's Michael Jackson.
That makes sense.
He could have any, he can pick any song to be his favorite song.
And I don't speak a word of French, but I know Japanese people, Spanish people, French people, Africans, Indians who don't speak a word of English.
Look at
but they
Michael
know
right there,
all
boy. You
the
feeling that,
lyrics
boy.
to Man in the Mirror. And that's just like, that's insane to me.
This man has
I'm
changed my
telling you,
life.
if you ever been in church, you know the Holy Spirit when you see it, bro. Like, just what that boy caught the spirit, bro. I don't want to hear nothing, dog. Oh, yeah.
Insane to me.
This man has changed my life in such a broad and beautiful way that even, he's not on the planet, but the effects of his life and his work are still very, very present.
I'm from Compton. I didn't know as a black child growing up in LA that I would be touring the world with the biggest pop star on the planet, having been produced by the biggest producer in the world, traveling these kind of circles you can only dream about. I mean, and I want every little girl that has a dream in her heart to follow it.
I never really got a chance to tell him how much I appreciated him. I'm sorry.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's to write, in my opinion, is the greatest song ever composed. Be a part of that, like, oh my God, I would tell you would be sick of me. Like, you could not go a day. I don't care what we talking about. We could talk about we could talk about cars. We could talk about sports. We could talk about whatever. Like, yeah. As someone who wrote, Man in the Mirror, I just think that the Eagles this year are gonna I'll just randomly put it out. You could not get me to shut up. Like, bro. Yeah, shout out to Siedah Garrett, bro. Like, again, just seeing the process of being in a session and the pianist or whatever on the phone, and you going through your lyric book, and just that one phrase, you write it down. 2 years later, as you're trying to write a song for Michael, you go through your lyric book, and that one phrase pop up in your face. But you have to go from that to actually writing lyrics and verses. And the fact that they were able to do that and then go from that to having a choir, definitely go watch the Bad documentary to see the real breakdown of that, because it's just, oh my God, I'm a nerd for that stuff. The writing process, the music composition process, all that, it's just, it's so dope. But yeah, I love Siedah Garrett. I just love the way she tells story. I love her love, like I said, for Michael and music. But I do this every video. I still can't believe that brother gone, dog. I still can't believe brother gone. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things of the things. Ain't gonna go home. Do gotta get this stepping. Peace.
I know.